Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shirley. I'm a born and raised New Yorker who started documenting her journey on TikTok as a pre-law student, and now I'm an attorney. So welcome. I've always been very open and transparent about my journey to becoming an attorney, and that is what led me to have this micro influence online. It's been 2 years, I can't believe, over 2 years since I graduated law school. It's safe to say that I've accomplished already what I needed to do career-wise. I'm financially stable as well, I have my own apartment. I am truly where I wanted to be, where I should be. Growing up as a kid, academics, reading, learning, writing was very important in my household. I can't recall a weekend where my sister, my mom, and I would not go to a public library, would walk from our apartment 15 minutes to go to a library. And I just remembered me and my sister were just such bookworms growing up. And it's sad to say that honestly, once I went to college and took very difficult English classes. I was an English major at one point. If you didn't see that video, go see that video. And I think academics really made me dislike reading. I just didn't want to do anything more than not look at any text, not analyze, not critical think on my free time. And so during college, I mostly just on my free time, I just would spend time in the gym. I would spend time with my friends. It's unfortunate, but reading completely was out of the picture for me on my spare time. Took some gap years, as y'all might know, before going into law school. And once I was in law school, forget about it. Once you're in law school, you're gonna have hundreds of pages of reading from textbooks, from all this case law that's like 100 years old. Some of my law school friends, they would still read on their spare time. I could not. Please get a book out my face. That's where I was mentally. So now I'm 2 years out of law school, and it wasn't until maybe since December 2025. So basically a year and a half after I graduated, I found myself just kind of like, hey, I miss reading. Let me go back to it. And so I actually began reading in December of last year, and I made it my goal to read 12 books this year. 1 book per month. I really thought I would complete the goal, but I wasn't too sure if I was gonna be scrambling. But believe it or not, it is July 23, 2026, and I'm on my 12th book already. I'm way ahead of schedule, and so I'm really happy to say that your girl has been reading. And I have a lot of thoughts, so many thoughts on the books that I've read already, and I really want this YouTube channel to be all things, of course, law related, but also what I'm doing now and what I love to do. And for me as well, in the age of social media, I want to be a positive impact for people. I want, and that was always a goal, for the representation of someone like me to go to law school and be an attorney, right? And not only that, to hopefully inspire folks on the things that I like to do that I feel is beneficial for all of us. Reading is super vital. Since I was bookworm and academic type person who loved learning and exploring, I fairly did well in school and therefore did well enough to get into law school, and then therefore became an attorney. Once you get into habit of reading, you start to, of course, enhance your vocabulary. But not only that, you get to become a better writer as well. And so the benefits and the pros of reading are immense. And I just hope, if anything, this video inspires you to pick up a book and to read. So how did I do it? How did I combat my non-reading fog era? So first, I made sure that I was signed up to my local library. That was number one. For me, I think it's really hard to get into habit or to get into a routine where you have to waste some money. And you might feel like if you hop off of that routine, damn, I just wasted all this money. So no, there are books you could take out at your local library for free. Reading could be accessible to you. So definitely look up your local library. That's number one. 2, I would say really think about what you like to learn about. For me, I was a history nerd with my dad, and so I really liked historical fiction novels when I was younger. And some of my favorite books have been relating to what has occurred in the past into a novel story type plot. So figure out what you enjoy learning about, what you like. Sometimes even your TV shows could indicate like what you like, what's your interest. So definitely to do that. 3, it's very easy to get back into a hobby once you are tracking it down. I firmly believe this, at least. And so when I first started reading, I got this little timer. I also didn't want to be next to my phone and tracking, because then I would get distracted and go on social media. So I would pull up my library book, would sit on my couch and track how long I was reading. And I made it my mission to read for... First, it was actually, before the timer, first it was 10 pages. That's how much I was struggling to get back into reading. My goal was only 10 pages a day. Then it transferred the timer 10 minutes, and then it was 30 minutes a day. And now I just read, and I know I'm way over what I used to track for, and I just, naturally read at my own pace now. I think 4 or 5, 4 or 5. I downloaded 2 apps to track my reading. So it just gives me a good preview of like what I've read, and also how the timeline of certain books and like the patterns. It's just a great 2 apps. I love Storygraph more versus Goodreads. I just have friends on Goodreads, and so that's why I still have it. 5, Libby.com. If you don't know, let's say you have an e-reader that's been collecting dust, or you don't feel like going to the library physically and you just want to read something really quick on your phone or something. You could go on Libby.com. It's a free app, and connect to your local libraries. And this is how I was able to read all my books once I transitioned from reading them physically from the local library to reading it digitally on my iPad. And last but not least, do what works for you. Ever since I started reading on my iPad, I just found it more convenient to read, because reading physical books are great and fun, but when you're an attorney like me, and at that point I was still in litigation when I started to read again, I had so many files to take with me to home and back, from court and back. I had a heavy handbag. So I couldn't imagine then taking a 500-page book with me. So I started reading digitally on my iPad, and then realized, hey, I like this experience much more than a physical book, just because of my lifestyle. And I was like, let me pull the plug and get an e-reader. So yes, I got an e-reader. This is my Kobo Libra Color, and it is the best purchase, the best investment. This is the book that I'm currently reading. And maybe I'll do like book video summaries of the books that I'm reading and how I feel about the books. But I love this. This is the greatest investment. And maybe I'll do a deep dive if y'all are interested on my Kobo Libra Color experience. But so far, I love it, and it has been great. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for all the support, and I see all the comments, all the new subscribers. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if y'all like this content or anything more, please leave a comment, message me. Stay tuned to more updates. Love you guys.